Thanks for tuning in to Sports is Life, you guys. Another episode. We're going to break down week 2 of the NFL, just what we kind of learned so far in these first two weeks of the season. Very young season, obviously. Maybe some overreactions, underreactions. Who stood out and who's kind of the surprise so far? This will be quick, probably 5-10 minute video. Really quick, guys. Just want to tell you who stood out to me and who's probably the biggest surprise so far in the NFL so far. Let's get into it. Miami and the Rams, probably the biggest teams in trouble, who had such high expectations. I think these teams are in real trouble. Cooper Kupp's out. Puka Nakua's out for a significant time. They just got smoked by the Cardinals. Where does this team go from here? The defense looked horrible against the Cardinals. Gave up a lot of points against Detroit. Obviously, two good offenses, no disrespect there. But every play that the Cardinals ran, it was positive. I didn't see one negative play by Kyler. Kyler had his best passer rating of his career. So they're in trouble. Miami as well. Tua, obviously, with the concussion. Mike McDaniel's been here before with Tua out. People are calling for him to retire. Where's the state of this team right now with Skylar Thompson at the helm now under center? Where do they go? It's going to be a long journey, I think, for Mike McDaniel, and he's going to figure it out. We'll see if he does or not. Their defense looked horrible against Buffalo. Let's not kid ourselves either. So they got some work to do. Saints, are they for real? Probably the strongest 2-0 start out of any team. Are they for real? They just blew out Dallas and they blew out the Panthers. Dallas's defense was supposed to be good this year, but it's been susceptible. Last year it was very susceptible. So we'll see there. Derek Carr looks fantastic so far, but it's only 2 games. Panthers and Cowboys. We'll see. Ravens 0-2, probably the biggest surprise to a lot of people. The biggest surprise for 0-2. Not to me personally. They did have a tough slate so far. Kansas City and Vegas and the Raiders. Lost a heartbreaker in Kansas City, but blew a 9-10 point lead to the Raiders at home. Again, it's not a surprise to me. I think they had a lot of breaks last year. I mentioned this in previous videos. I think Lamar and this team is not as good as everyone thinks. I think the O-line is in shambles. Defense isn't as good. Losing McDonald to become the head coach at Seattle is really showing so far. Maybe they need to find their groove with that defense, new scheme. We'll see. But that O-line has put a lot of pressure on Lamar to get it out quick, and they're just not executing. So not the biggest surprise to me. I think they're in trouble. They had a lot of breaks again with Burrow, I mentioned last year, getting hurt. Kansas City 2-0 as we expected. Other 2-0 teams, the Chargers, Vikings, Texans, Saints. Obviously Kansas City 2-0 again. Nothing big, no big surprise there. Texans are 2-0. They're strong. We'll see. And the Vikings are probably the biggest surprise 2-0 team. I think out of all the teams I mentioned, I think they're the biggest surprise because the Chargers had kind of an easy schedule these first 2 weeks. But they beat San Francisco at home this past week. Darnold looks great. They look healthy. The defense looks great under Brian Flores. It did look better last year as well. So their defense is not the weakness anymore, and Darnold looks good so far against his old team in the Niners. Good win there. Arizona, I just want to throw out the Cardinals. I'm going to say a bold prediction right now. They're making the playoffs. I think they'll get a wild card at least if they don't beat out the Niners for the division. I think it's going to be between them two. I think Seattle will fall off a little bit. They've had a very easy schedule, Seattle. They've beaten Denver, and they've beaten New England. A rookie quarterback and a backup quarterback, honestly, in Brissett. Sorry, Jacoby. No disrespect. But, I think it's going to be between Arizona and San Francisco for the division. I think Arizona's got the offense, barring injuries. They can hang with anybody. I don't see why they can't. Kyler just shredded the Rams. Best passer rating of his career. They got a lot of weapons. McBride and Connor and Marvin Harrison, obviously, and Moore and all those guys. So we'll see how that goes. Stay tuned. Vikings get the Texans at home. 2-0 teams playing each other. Should be a good one. Steelers are 2-0 as well. Sorry, Pittsburgh. Forgot about y'all. Chargers get them on the road in Pittsburgh. Both 2-0. Should be a strong defensive game. I expect a lot of running the ball and punts, honestly. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. Let's take the under if you're feeling it. Yeah, that's it. Just your week 2. Jets and Patriots kick it off on Amazon Prime on Thursday night in New York. So stay tuned for that. Yeah, maybe I'll throw out a little instant reaction video. Thanks for tuning in, guys.